Shades of development where kids can learn and grow.
Hey guys, it's Miss Jennifer with Shades of Development Out of School Time from Sammy Hill, and today I'm going to show you how to do an experiment called elephant toothpaste. It is not real toothpaste, so you can't use it to brush your teeth whenever we're done. It's just a really fun activity. So I'm going to show you the materials that you'll need, and then we'll get started. You're going to need an empty 2-liter bottle. You'll need some food coloring. It does not matter what color. You're going to need some active dry yeast. You're going to need a packet or a tablespoon. You're going to need some safety gloves, a 1 tablespoon measuring spoon, a 1/2 cup measuring cup, a 1 cup measuring cup, some hot water, some dish soap, and 20 volume hydrogen peroxide. You can get this at Sally Beauty Supply. This big jug was $3 or $4. The regular hydrogen peroxide that you usually get at Walmart or CVS does not have a high enough volume, so you do need to get this at Sally's for the experiment to work correctly. And then you're going to need a dish or a tub to put your bottle in, because we are going to get messy with our toothpaste. You can also do this outside in an area that you can just hose off or wash off. So I'm going to get the things together and then we'll get started with our experiment. Okay, the first part of our experiment, we're going to put our safety gloves on our hands. The hydrogen peroxide can irritate your skin if you get it on there. So just for safety reasons and precautions, we are going to wear safety gloves. So we're going to get those on to keep our skin safe. And then we're going to take our active dry yeast and our 1 tablespoon and our 1 cup measuring cup, and we're going to put 1 tablespoon of yeast into our measuring cup. So we have that in there, and then to the yeast we're going to add 3 tablespoons of hot water. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and 3. And then once we have that in there, we are going to give it a good little stir to get all of the yeast dissolved. It looks kind of clumpy and gross right now, so just keep mixing that around until the yeast mixes in with the hot water. And this hot water is going to activate the yeast. It's going to get kind of bubbly. Another good part to wearing gloves is we can scoop all of this gump off of our measuring cup or our measuring spoon and get it stirred around in there better. We're going to stir, stir, stir until we don't have any big muddy clumps anymore. Okay, so it looks pretty good. I'm going to wipe the rest of this off of our measuring spoon the best that we can. And get that back into our cup. Stir it around a little bit more. It's going to kind of look like melty ice cream once it's all stirred around. So I have that mixed up, and now I'm going to put this off to the side, and eventually I'm going to be adding it to my bottle. So I have my yeast and my water mixed up, and now we're going to move on to our bottle. So you're going to take the lid off of the top of your bottle, and we're going to take our 1/2 cup measuring cup and our 2% or 20% volume hydrogen peroxide. And we're going to add 1/2 cup of the hydrogen peroxide to our 2-liter bottle. If you have a funnel, it might be helpful for you to put a funnel at the top of your bottle to pour this in. I'm just going to use my measuring cup to pour it in. It's also why I'm wearing safety gloves. So it'll help if you tip it over, and then we are going to pour our hydrogen peroxide into our bottle. I did have a little bit spilled. That's okay. That's also why I have the pan here in case I make a mess. So once we have the hydrogen peroxide in, we're going to take our food coloring, and you can pick out whatever color you would like. I am going to be putting in green. So you'll put about 10 to 20 drops of whatever color food coloring you want. It doesn't have to be a perfect amount of food coloring. Just enough to put some pretty color in there. So once you think there's enough food coloring, we are then going to take our dish soap and put about a tablespoon of dish soap into our bottle. I'm not going to measure out exactly a tablespoon. Just guess as to how much you're putting in there. So we'll say that's probably about a tablespoon. And then we're gonna give our bottle a swoosh to kind of mix all of those ingredients around in our bottle. Okay, so that's all mixed in our bottle. And now for the exciting part. We are hopefully going to get some elephant toothpaste. So I'm going to take my cup of yeast and water, and we're going to pour it into the bottle and see what happens. I hope you all enjoyed that activity. Please stay tuned to Shades of Development out of School Time on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.